Hello, it's Scott Mills here. Thank you for downloading one of 4 big interviews at Big Weekend. We're making them all available at bbc.co.uk/Radio 1. But for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy my chat with One Direction.
BBC Radio 1's Big Weekend, Glasgow.
This is Big Interviews at Radio 1's Big Weekend, and I'm with One Direction. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Good
to see ya. How was the set?
It was fun.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was fun.
Do you sometimes, when you're on stage, forget which country you're in?
I always have to remind myself before I go on stage, because there was one time when we were in Ireland and I was like, yes, Birmingham or something. I think I said Birmingham in Ireland.
But at least you got the right country.
Yeah, and I got away with it because I'm from near Birmingham, so it was like I was just being a big up to Birmingham.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know some artists have to have
Is
it
Birmingham
written.
in Ireland? I don't know.
Well, UK.
Yeah.
But
hang on.
some
Hang on, some of
You're
it
going to
is.
start the troubles all over again. Be careful
Sorry,
about that.
Great Britain.
Well, I know that some people have to have it written on stage where they are.
No,
How individual
how can
you are.
forget
I
it's
don't.
Glasgow?
Irish.
Exactly, Harry.
Love
When
it.
you're in Glasgow, you know you're in Glasgow. That's
True.
for sure.
One Direction now have sales of 30 million, a combined wealth of 25 million.
That's nice.
And your own movie.
Bloody hell.
What is left to achieve?
Space.
Explain.
More books.
Exploration.
need-
Yeah. We definitely haven't
we
read
have
enough books.
3 albums at the moment. I think we have 8 books.
Yeah.
I think
We'll
we
have a
need
good
some more
read.
books.
Are
Do we have a
We just,
magazine?
yes. Yeah.
Our own magazine?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, is it the annual thing?
Why don't you get on with designing
you
that,
get on
Liam,
with
and come back to
designing
us?
Listen,
Pitch
lads,
it to
I'll
us.
get. Did graphics at school, so I'm good at basing things out, getting things. in the right
What
place
did you
and
get?
stuff. I got a B actually.
A B?
A B, mate.
A high B?
There's a lot of One Direction merchandise. Some of it official, some of it unofficial. What's the worst bit of merchandise you've seen?
Duct tape.
What?
We've
Oh,
got.
that's
our own-
official.
That's our
great.
own. That's
That's
some
great.
of the best.
The worst.
I think the worst one I've seen is some headphones that were out. I don't like the merchandise with the old pictures on because it's annoying looking at like
And
baby
that's ours
photos
as
of
well.
yourself.
Let's just slag off our whole range.
Yeah,
I
I
see
think so.
like
Shady.
fake t-shirts say like One Direction. Stuff like
Yeah,
that.
there has been some dodgy spelling before. I don't know
One
if they made those
Direction.
t-shirts at home or, it's...
I mean, you must go to other countries, and it's like I don't remember that being part of the official merchandise.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we are actually involved with everything. So we get like they lay things out for us on the floor and say pick what you like and what you don't like, and we go for as a band whatever's voted goes through. But after a while, because there's so many things, you kind of can't remember how many things are ours and how many things are not ours, sort of thing. But
And you get to sniff the perfumes before
You remember
they go out
everything?
on sale.
yeah,
what
we
you're saying?
we
we
made
were
all.
very involved.
You know exactly what is yours and what isn't.
That was the most meetings we've ever had for a thing.
What, the
Yeah,
perfumes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it got a bit much, but it got a bit much.
And after a while, it all smells the same, doesn't it?
Yeah,
What gets you up in the morning? Is it music? Is it money? Is it girls? What is it?
the Glaswegian weather. A cup of coffee. That got me up
An
this
alarm
morning.
clock, or my security man.
What, does he live with you?
He does actually live with me now. He does.
That's
friend
good,
of
isn't
mine.
it? Always security
he?
on hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does, man. Yeah.
Any robber breaks in.
He's
that's-
very
and I knew
secure,
about
you know.
that.
I was
I
You're
like
the
to be
most
secure.
secure pop star ever. Your security lives with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
good.
sleeps
Keeps me on
at the
straight
end
and
of the
narrow.
bed.
Yeah, in
Like
the
a
same
cat.
bed.
Alert. Yeah.
So don't tell anybody
Sandwiches in
about
the
that.
morning. It's nice.
Oh, so basically,
So
he's,
Irish sausage.
he's also your maid.
Yeah, no, he is my mate.
Oh, this is brilliant.
No, not maid, mate.
Oh.
Mate, maid, and security all in
Yeah.
one. What would that job title be?
And does he do like everything?
Is he a
Well, not
superhero?
really. No, we just hang out
there.
and stuff. We have a good laugh. I think it's quite nice to have somebody who's like looking after you, who actually cares about you, rather than
Yeah.
just having
What
someone
about
who
your
just
mum?
looks after you.
Huh? What about your mum?
My mum's not going to
Call
be
your mum
fending
down.
off people.
She might actually.
She's a
She's
small
got
woman.
really
Your mum's got
long
good left
nails.
hook.
She's a small woman.
She's got a
Really
good
long
left hook.
nails. She could
Listen,
take
my
you.
dad's got a good headlock.
Jeff. Does
Jeff's got a mean
Does
headlock.
does your security do your washing?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't do that.
Who does
I wouldn't
that?
make him. That's just not nice.
Who does that?
To be fair, I don't actually make him do anything. He just does it because he's a nice guy.
Fair enough. You have said in the past that you'd quite like to follow Take That's career path. So who's the Gary Barlow of the band?
Pin up
It's my job.
all day long.
Yeah,
I watched
it has to be.
Corden Meets Barlow a couple
Yeah.
of weeks ago, and
Right.
it was literally Liam all the way through it. It was like watching Liam in it. It's brilliant.
It's like there's a factory of Gary Barlows and he's the new one.
Yeah, like every 20 years, just a new one.
Listen,
pops
Gaz
out.
is a great bloke. If I'm compared to him, that's nice.
Who's the Robbie Williams of the band?
That is yet to be discovered.
There's
Actually,
anyone
I think
who's
it's- I think
quite
that's
reckless,
uncharted.
unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we're
uncharted territory.
None
Everyone
of us
loves
are
to jump
cool
up and
enough.
go, me, but really, it's none of us, is it, boys? We're not quite.
I am all of Take That.
Yeah,
In
you
one.
are Take That in one.
Take That.
Together.
I can break dance like Jason Orange, if that helps. I can spin in my head.
Do you feel like you've missed out on anything being in One Direction?
Not so much we've missed out on anything, but we've done things differently to what other 20-year-olds do. Because we still do the same, like...
Uni, I'd say.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
uni.
this is
Uni.
like our uni stage, but it's just on a big scale.
Would have been cool to go to uni.
What's the degree in then?
The degree
How
is
does not sound like it?
how to not go off the path.
Do you feel like
Okay,
you've missed out on anything, Harry?
All right, man.
I don't think so. I think there's things that we haven't done that like our friends have done, but then I think there's a lot of things that our friends would like to do that we're doing. So I think like Liam said, we've done it differently, but I don't think we'd change it for anything.
Does it ever get annoying?
Just interviews.
Just when we have to talk to you.
Ouch.
Just I mean,
No,
I don't know.
It can do. I mean, only when it gets. You can have those days where you know yourself. You just arsey and you wake up and. Everyone has those days, and then when you come out on stage, it kind of just reminds you, and you almost feel guilty for being arsey all day, So,
Like, you come off X Factor and stuff, you'd never expect this to happen, like what's happened to us, sort of thing, and to be travelling the world and like get recognised everywhere and stuff. So it's like it's kind of at a weird level of I'd hate to say it, but fame now. It's like a weird zone of things where like you feel like you have to be on point every single day. And as Louis said, like everyone has a down day sometimes where you're a bit, annoyed or whatever, and
I've
you
noticed
don't want to take a picture or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, but you in a way you don't have to, but like you feel like you have to because they're the reason that we get to do the amazing things and have the amazing things that we have.
I notice on Twitter sometimes you do get a lack of sleep if you're in a hotel.
Yeah.
What's that
America
like?
was big for that.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I can sleep through it
Earplugs.
personally. I'm absolutely
if you
fine.
need them, earplugs.
I don't hear anything once I'm
Yeah.
asleep.
Yeah.
I'd sleep
Falling
pretty
asleep.
easy if I'm honest.
Do you?
I was,
you wear
I was
earplugs, yeah?
pre-judgmental
No.
of earplugs, but
I
they
know,
are
but if you
for
need
that
them.
sort of thing.
Oh,
really
right,
good.
okay, yeah, no, I'm fine, mate.
There was a night though where I got in the hotel and it was quite late and whatever. And like at 6 a.m, I just heard screams. So I'm searching around for earplugs, and I mean the phone was in Spanish, so I couldn't figure out the button for reception. But I figured out it's always 0.
It's a bit weird.
You want
'cause,
reception,
like,
just 0 it up.
You think that's revolutionary, don't you? That idea that you just
I was so
brought us
happy
there.
with it because I was
Sometimes
Dial
it's
zero,
not.
trying for
it'll take
ages.
you
I
to
was like,
reception. It's unbelievable.
unbelievable. 0 is just the one. If you're ever in doubt, just dial 0 or dial the talking clock.
Zane, what
You
were you going
have
to say?
I
no,
have.
just sometimes
He'll always
I
speak
feel
to
like
you,
when
you
you're
need
in
a
the dream state, kind of still asleep but kind of waking up. You have some of the weirdest
Yeah,
dreams
you do.
ever because like you can hear the screams outside and they kind of go into your
So the
dream.
screams are
And you
in the
become,
dream?
Yeah, a part of your
massive.
dream, and you
Scream
kind
dream.
of have like a weird dream.
I was
about
leaving on a
somebody
train.
screaming or something, and then you wake up and it's the noise outside.
That is a new level.
Harry,
Quite weird.
what are you saying? Did you just try to say something?
Just a dream I had about a train.
Good.
I always get
You had a
shot
dream
in my
about what?
dreams, though.
You get shot.
Always.
Yeah, but you can never die, can you, in a dream? Well, apparently you can't.
Apparently, if you die in
Have you
your
ever died in
you
a dream?
actually die.
No, you haven't.
You
'cause
wake up,
can't.
don't you?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, until someone says they can.
Chris Martin from Coldplay recently said to Zayn Lowe on Radio 1 that you were brilliant and that he wasn't even kidding. How do you react
Do you
to
know
that?
what?
That's unbelievable.
It's the best thing ever. Like for us, like from the start, we've always been a little bit ridiculed because of being on X Factor and people are like, oh, it's the easy route to go, whatever. Da, 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 da. And then because of some of the the songs we've released have been like on the poppy side of things. So it's like we do get a little bit of stick from certain music groups or whatever, like, oh, they're not cool or whatever. But to have somebody who is literally one of the coolest men in music confirm for you that no, these boys are all right. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's for us is like huge admiration. Like, thank you so much for that.
And Harry, did he give you some advice about like being in a band, sticking together?
You did?
Yeah. Were you having a dream
Um,
on a train?
Did you get shot? He shot you with a comment.
I don't really hear what he says. I just look at him.
What did you think would
I
happen?
love him.
Yeah, I know.
I just kind of go.
What did you think would happen after X Factor?
Personally, Jeff. Jeff was
Your
like,
dad,
right,
Jeff?
you're going to go on tour.
Yeah.
Like, my dad loves to plan things out for me and say what's going to happen. So he's like, no, Scott and Jeff are good friends, solid friends. So like my dad was like, oh, you're probably going to go on tour now. Da, 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 da. And I thought we were just going to do something just UK based, just having a lovely career in the UK and do whatever. And then out of nowhere, just this magical thing just happened, and now we're just everywhere at once. Kapow.
Indeed. What's the best advice that a fellow artist has given to you?
Chris Martin, but we didn't hear it.
Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam, he told me that.
You
Always. He said, always stick together, bro. Ronnie Wood once told me that if you stick together, you will last a long time. And it turns out he's right.
How does being in 1D affect your family?
I think they just love it. No, they just lap it up. The whole,
I think a lot of our family was there at the Dublin show last night, and it's just they feel immensely proud, I think, and it's a really nice thing to feel and see, really. As
my mum just
as a
cries
son.
all the time.
Yeah,
All the time.
yeah, she
all the time.
never comes up for air.
A
She
couple of weeks ago, she gave me an Easter egg.
Crying.
And cried.
But why?
She's
It's
just
meant to be a
happy.
happy
She's just happy,
occasion.
yeah.
She just,
She just
can't
misses me,
believe
I
it.
think, bless her.
she
You
just
can't believe
loves-
she's bought him an Easter egg.
She just can't believe it's happened.
Bless her. Old Kazza.
Harry's mum sent me a message today going, "Can you give my boy a hug?" I'm like, "Yeah, if you want."
I don't think she's texted me today.
Yeah?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, well, that's
only
not
when they
good.
do
Sorry
that,
about
innit?
She texted Harry yesterday saying, have a good show tonight, don't
Oh,
slip.
Yeah.
And then I fell over instead.
Yeah, it went to the wrong member, I think. That text.
I had the biggest wipeout on stage ever.
crazy,
So we've bought
actually.
this fancy anti-slip stage.
Right.
It's like concrete based, and I literally I stacked
we?
it worse than I've ever stacked it before in my life. You will find it somewhere on YouTube in a fail compilation.
Yeah, I was trying not to laugh.
It's unrecommended for you.
Mate, it really hurt. I whacked my head, and I've got this is the scar. It's tiny, but I'm going to show you.
Let me show you for radio.
Oh,
The scar.
Yeah, for radio, everyone on the radio, it's red and it
It's a
hurts.
small graze.
It's like when you fell off your bike.
It's a minor graze.
I'll tell you what, your dad has the best photos on his phone ever, because at the movie premiere, he was like, "Yeah, here's me on stage at the Staples Centre with Pharrell, and here's me with David Beckham," and just scrolling through, it's like, "Oh yeah, Jeff, that's normal."
Yeah.
He's
He loves it because, like, I don't know, my dad, like, pretends that he doesn't love it, but my dad's, like, so in love with the idea of it and whatever, and, like, he has the, like, especially with you, he has the radio on at work, and then when he gets a mention from you, he's like, just, like, going around the shop, "Did you hear that, lads?"
I mean, no disrespect, but I feel like we're promoting Jeff's album.
Yeah.
Jeff's say.
Jeff's
in
new
charge.
album.
Jeff is
Yeah.
always in charge.
Now, you've signed a 5-album deal, and Midnight Memories was the fastest-selling album of last year. How is the new album going to be different? Niall, you've written 2 songs with McFly. Is that true or
Yeah.
false?
2
Is that for the album?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Hey,
do
sorry, just to interrupt. It wasn't Fern's thing great? Did you watch it? The
What?
documentary.
Fern
on,
and McBusted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. You didn't
Oh,
see
really?
it. Now you have to
No,
watch
I'll have
it.
to watch
It's
it
great.
straight up.
Sky Plus that.
Me and Niall as massive McBusted fans. I thought.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
have
really?
to- yeah. It is very good. Very
Sick.
interesting. Actually.
It's good.
They're actually producing them as we speak.
Sorry to interrupt, but please
They're producing
continue.
them as we speak because they've been on tour as well, so
Yeah.
they've been trying to work around it.
Harry, you've been writing a song with Codaline. Is that true?
I did write a song with Codeline.
Is it on the album?
No, I think they're going to use it, but I don't know.
Well, I hope you get
Ooh.
credit.
You will get
But I
credit.
hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good. And Zane, have you been working with Naughty Boy?
Yep.
Naughty.
Naughty.
He's not very well behaved.
You've been to his
is he?
house?
He doesn't really have a house. At the minute.
He
kind
is
of lives in his studio. And
With his cat, Naught.
I don't think his cat's called Noise.
Oh.
His cat's called Bob.
That's it, Bob.
Yeah.
Getting confused.
similar,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
But yeah, he's cool, man.
Okay. And is that on the album?
Some of the stuff
They've not
we're
been
doing,
decided the
yeah,
tracks
we're
yet,
kind of-
so,
yeah,
I mean-
they're not finished yet either. They're just kind
And
of.
are you rapping?
I'm not rapping. I
don't
can
know,
confirm that.
Although
I
I,
don't know where
actually,
that's come
I
from,
will say that Zayn can actually rap. True story.
Okay.
but I'm,
Don't even want
I'm
to tell
not-
people that, but
I'm
I told them now,
not-
sorry.
I'm not rapping.
64
So is the
bars.
album quite rock-based, or is it just a variety?
I think it's more. I mean, it's not too far away. Some of the songs from Midnight Memories, the album itself. I think it's just got slightly more simple and kind of classic feel to
Yeah,
it.
and it's a bit more like I love the way that like people initially love to use the word organic, but I feel like it works in this sentence. As whereas like it's more guitars and more like live drums and stuff. So it's more live in general. I think that's the thing we've been aiming for the past few years, to make it less about all the electric stuff and more about it being live and proper music.
How do you
Proper
respond?
music.
Proper music.
How do you respond to critics that say that your music only appeals to teenage girls?
Chris Martin.
I think it's not. I think whoever you are, like whatever music you make, it's always going to be to something and to this and not enough that. And everyone's, there isn't much that appeals to everyone and everyone likes. So everyone's always going to have their critics. So it's just,
Can you see yourself expanding to like a different fan base with this new album?
Hopefully, yeah. I think that's what
That's
we're
what,
trying to do.
that's what we're trying to do with this one.
up and up.
I think it's such a for a band like us. I think it's such a gradual process, and trying to almost change people's mind and change people's original opinion on you. So it's kind of like one step at a time. But obviously that is the idea, that we want everyone to enjoy our music. But realistically, that's not the case.
Fourth album now as well. Like, that's mad to even think about. Like, fourth album and an album every year as well. So for us in itself, that's an achievement. So like, we just hope people like it.
I think Story of My Life helped with that quite a bit. I think that changed a bit as well.
Yeah. Also, I've noticed that, I don't know if you boys have noticed, but there's a lot more lads at our shows now.
Yeah.
I know, I especially noticed
out there just?
Yeah, just out there, and last night as well, I noticed a lot. Groups of lads going like with their mates, not just with their girlfriend.
I think something's changed where it's like, if you're a lad now, you're okay. It's okay to like One Direction.
The thing is, it's not okay. Like, I've got a few mates whose mates like the band as well, but it's kind of like they won't really tell each other.
Like a
that
guilty
they don't
pleasure.
mind.
Kind of
Yeah, it's like
Story of
a
My
guilty
life.
pleasure.
If it comes on the radio, they might turn it up when they're on their own, but that's about it.
Right. Yeah. No, I think there's more lads, definitely. And there definitely was out there today.
Yeah.
The one at the front looked like he was quite angry.
Yeah, there's a few
And
angry
there's the thing
at
that
the front.
you always get them, but then you're like, you stood at the front. What you doing here? If you're going to be angry about it, but it's like, I think that it's more of a thing of lads like bringing their girlfriends and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's
good, I
it's
like
fine.
it
Like,
too.
whatever.
Do you spot the angry people in the crowd, or the people
Yeah,
that like, they
it's
don't want
brilliant.
to be
Oh,
there?
It's
yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because.
But
You
why
always
are
wanna
they
say
there?
See dads
Why
like
are you
this.
on
There's always dads
Like
as
this.
well. There's some dads who like will really
Just need to
get into it and be like,
And they're the
oh,
best,
my
to be
daughter's
fair,
having a
they're
really
so
good
cool.
time
Yeah.
wearing the t-shirt and stuff. And then there's some dads who will literally be like,
But
what am I here for?
to be fair,
Why am I here?
I had one of them yesterday, and I was like, I waved at his daughter, then put my thumb up to him, and then he was buzzing. He was like, "Oh, did you see that?"
I had
Like,
Metallica tickets. I had to come to this.
What am I doing here? You were the first band to break globally, really, through social media. Do you have a love-hate relationship with things like Facebook and Twitter?
In a way, yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes they can be like they can be horrible places with the wrong people on there. But a lot of the time, it's but you tend to notice the bad things sometimes. When that's the thing you have to like kind of waver out. You have to notice the good things, and how can we have like a hate relationship with social media when it's made us into this little monster, which is great.
Yeah. Have you ever regretted a tweet or been told to
Oh,
take
yeah.
one down?
Oh, I've been told to take many down. Yeah.
What about what?
Well,
I have
you know,
a few
when you
drunken
get-
rants sometimes on Twitter.
I've noticed your ones. They're quite deep.
Yeah, they are quite deep. Sometimes I go in hard. It's not good. But then I wake up the next morning, it's like, it's all.
Yeah, it's out there
all
now.
knows.
So you never delete them after?
No, because I
There's
think
no
there's
point,
no
is
point.
there?
What's the point? It just
Once
goes
it's out
everywhere
there,
anyway.
it's
Almost looks more embarrassing if you delete it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's kind of different with you because, like, if a normal person puts a drug tweet up, it's just like, oh, just delete that, no one's seen it. But yours get retweeted 8 million
and like
times.
print screened and Instagrammed, and
Yeah.
then from the Instagram, then they're on the newspaper, and then it's just no good.
What have you been told to take down? What kind of thing?
Whenever we've got into like the old occasional Twitter row, which back in the day we used to love. I mean, we did.
Yeah, they are quite enjoyable
Yeah,
at Twitter
yeah.
now.
It's a shame the Wanton aren't around anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's I personally.
I'm glad you.
I'm gutted
Yeah.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh, let's move on. What would you change about social media? Is there anything that you really don't like about it?
I don't know what you would like do. I don't know how far you go on
kind of
that,
is
like-
what it is. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's incredible.
opinion-based,
I think
so-
like when I was a kid, for example, because I'm so old now. Like
Oldie.
if I thought about people who I watched on TV and listened to on the radio, thought about like having I would never imagine that you can have like a direct kind of line
quite
of
mad, isn't it?
contact
Yeah.
with them. I think it's amazing that people can just say hi and then you can just reply and it's that kind of close. I think it's amazing what it is.
As a kid, if you had Twitter, who would you have liked to have received a tweet from?
I don't know if he's on Twitter, but like Mick Jagger or something.
Quite
I don't know if he's got like old fingers and typing.
Who have you been most surprised by that's kind of reached out to you as a mate in the industry?
Tell you, I got I know maybe not super surprised, but I got a really nice message off a DM from Tiny Tempa after our first show in Colombia a couple of weeks ago. And he was just like, really proud of you lads, hope everything goes well, and just kind of left it at that. And I just thought that was...
yeah,
Did
that
he
is
start
nice.
it with, yeah,
He called me...
Yeah.
I'm his G.
you're in
Is that my G?
Now, you call me G.
So I'm his G now.
Nice, sick, that's cool, man.
Since you've been in the band, what's been your most extravagant purchase?
Ooh.
apart from houses, art.
Wasn't
gold.
so much an extravagant purchase, but I bought this miniature car the other day, which I quite like. It's quite funny. It's on my Instagram, but it is quite a funny
Alright.
car. They're
Oh,
fun.
the little pocket one.
The little pocket classics thing.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, I'm a bit of a geek into movie props at the moment, so I've bought a few different screen-used props, like the sword used in Kill
Tell 'em
Bill,
about the
and
Breaking Bad one.
the cook suit in Breaking Bad.
No way.
Yeah, the one that,
Sick.
to White himself.
That's pretty cool.
Did you
That
watch
is-
Breaking Bad? It was
Yeah.
great, wasn't it? Yeah.
Wow.
You ever watched Breaking Bad in it?
No, but that would be
That would be quite surreal.
incredibly sad.
You should do
that.
How do you avoid being spotted when you really, really don't want to? Like private time, on holiday.
I just think the harder you try,
Yeah, that's
the more obvious it is.
Yeah.
So like if you, like people say like you have to blend in, well you actually have to blend in, but like wearing a cap and sunglasses and a hood isn't blending in.
Not blending in.
I'll tell you.
I find looking like a chav work.
You know what I'll tell you?
Yeah.
Funny story for me is every time we go to LA, we're always in like black tie SUVs, all this, it's all like whatever. But there's always people at our hotel, right? And I went for 2 days to LA in a bright white sports car, didn't get noticed once. Ridiculous.
At all.
Not once. They didn't know where my hotel was. I went and got a tattoo without anybody being outside the shop. No one noticed me. So that's the
They're
trick
looking
is
for
bright
that
white
vehicle.
sports cars.
I find that when we travel around, we always go in like police escort convoys.
Yeah.
And how is that trying to stay?
You want to get in like a Nova, a Prius.
That's nice.
Like yesterday, I used to look
Skoda.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't mind a
The
Clio.
Skoda Kate car.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
what
I
about
used to
Ford
look-
Escort. Ford Escort, maybe.
No one will
yeah.
ever see
That
you.
might
I
melt.
used to look into Croke Park yesterday in the back of a Ford van.
Ford F-150, that's what
There
you
was a
want.
couch in the back of a van
Give me
and I
one.
was in it.
Ford Cortina. Now they were nice.
Ford car.
We mentioned it.
You tell I want one.
Get him one. What's your earliest memory of being on Radio 1?
First single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was
I
that
remember
with?
we were with,
I think that was with. I think it might be
we were with Greg James. We were with
With
you.
you.
Yeah,
And then-
that is funny. to do that.
And then your show finished, and then we were in the car, and Fern came on and played it again.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah,
We were
we
driving
were on
down
the way
Portland
somewhere
Street.
else. Yeah,
Good times.
Yeah,
good
well,
times
Huge-
on Great
huge
Portland
Chapman.
Street.
I was strangely nervous about the interview, but I don't know why.
Well, now we're
because
not even allowed in Radio 1 anymore. They don't let us come down.
Well, there's
They
a reason for that,
barricade us
Leo.
off.
Oh,
No.
why?
It's
Yeah,
crowd
but they've
control.
moved now.
You should spend
How's the new
BBC.
office,
Spend
by
more
the way?
money
Oh,
on
it's
safety
really
things
good,
so we can
thanks.
come
It's
to
on the
Radio
eighth
1.
Yeah, that
So I
is
said
a
I get
shame.
Scott-
On the eighth
Get
floor.
your money
It's got
out.
8th floor.
Yeah, it's really good.
So you heard about their new office? It's got 8 floors.
No, we're on the 8th
You're
floor.
on the 8th floor.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
You should try it
Are we
sometime.
allowed to come to that one, or
No, because
Probably not, no.
We have to come to a secret
around.
location again.
get your CP down there?
Yeah.
I'll get Paddy down to
sort of
arrange.
thing.
Listen,
Make him live at Radio 1 for a week.
Wake him up, bro.
wake him up.
Wake him
I
up.
will.
Wake up.
Did you get into trouble for thanking Radio 1 at the Brit Awards that time when it was supposed to be the commercial station?
Yes.
Yes,
I
we
don't know
did.
what you're talking about.
We did.
Yes, we
What,
did.
what do you
Yeah, we
mean?
did.
What happened?
We got it. We got
There was
a
another-
stern talking to.
Oh, by the radio
I don't
station.
remember what you're talking about.
I think we.
It was just a slip, right, Harry?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
it wasn't on purpose.
No, but at the end of the
it's a
day,
slip.
we genuinely were thanking Radio 1, who had been incredible, to that point. So it was nothing, it wasn't like a little dig or
No.
anything. It was just like Radio 1 is sick. Let's shout.
Yeah,
about it.
they
That's why we're here today.
played our first
Yes.
single and
We
have
can.
showed us a lot of support. So
Early doors.
we felt like I again apologise if it was taken as disrespectful. It wasn't meant in that way.
Okay, what advice would you give yourself looking back over the last 4 years?
Where do you start?
Don't take.
What was that again? What?
What advice would you give yourself?
Your old
I
self.
don't know. I don't really think there's any written rule book for doing this. You just have to do it your own sort of way and just.
For my old self, I'd probably say don't take it so seriously. Just have fun.
Yeah. At the start,
I
we took it
agree.
very serious. When we were on the X Factor, we took it very serious. And
In
we
what
always say
way?
we always wish we had a little bit more fun on it. Well, we did have fun, but
We had loads of fun, but we were kind of just concentrating
it.
on
But
just
if we hadn't
being
taken it so
perfect
serious-
at that time.
Would we
Yeah,
got
I
this far?
remember that. Can I be honest? It was hard work, wasn't it, back
Yeah,
in the
it
day,
was,
trying
it
to have a
was.
bit of a laugh?
So it's more fun now.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
get away with more.
we
now. It's
definitely
nice.
have a lot more fun.
What do you mean?
Well, before we were quite naive to it, so people used to kind of like shout at us and stuff.
Yeah.
But now, like, we're at kind of this kind of stage. People don't really shout at us as much. We get talked to about things, but you can kind of get away with a bit more.
What? So you feel like you can do whatever you want now?
Oh no,
Absolutely
nothing
no
like
way.
that.
No.
No.
To a certain extent, we just like to push our boundaries
we
a
like
little
to be able
bit.
to still be kids and have a laugh and
Yeah.
have a uni stage, as it were.
Absolutely. The stage that you never had.
Exactly.
When do you feel most happy?
On stage.
Yeah,
I love it.
I feel really happy on stage. On stage and in bed are a par.
Yeah.
On stage and just as you come off stage as well, like that.
Yeah.
When
That
you're
feeling.
like pumped up with
When it's gone well
adrenaline.
and you just
Yeah.
like, you haven't fallen over.
I
Yeah,
always
it is. It
find
is
that.
on stage, but then it's not really obviously. The
When you've
same
had
feeling.
when you've had an amazing gig and you come off and you're like, that was a sick gig, and you just pump it.
You do so many shows. I mean, let's look at your Twitter. It's just like, thank you, Buenos Aires. Thank you, Bogota. Thank you. It's like, does it ever get like, oh, I've got to go on stage again?
Touring's the funnest part. And it's a bit where you feel like, I mean, we don't feel like we can thank our fans enough for what they've done for us. I think like the show is kind of almost where you get to feel like you say thank you the most. So I think just touring's the nicest part. We get to see like the fans, and
I think on stage there's certain songs where you're a bit like, oh, this one again.
Which one?
On I don't want to
Kill
say
the producers,
the last.
we
The
can't
last.
say
It
that.
was more the last tour. To be fair, this tour we're kind of in a nice place things now, and like you get some of the songs that you don't necessarily would listen to, but from the crowd reaction, like you see that you have to sing them, and it's always that thing you can't not sing the song because like there'll be people in the crowd who've come just to listen to that one song. Do you know what I mean? That's their one song they've been waiting for. So I mean, the early doors, like last tour, we did 134 shows, I think, of singing the same 22 songs every day and sometimes twice a day. So it was like there's some songs that just grain on you a little bit.
You must never forget the words. You've heard them that much.
I know. I
You
do
forgot the
forget
words last night.
I forgot the words a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
You do
It
still
was
forget
natural.
them. It's normally when you think about the
It
words.
is when
Too
you
much,
think
yeah.
too hard,
Like, if you
yeah,
don't
very
think
true.
about
I
it,
usually
it
try and read a
just
sign
comes
and then
out.
I can get away with it.
Is there any of your songs that you're like not keen on that now? Because that does happen as with artists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, definitely, yeah.
But it's more to do with an age thing. The fact that we've grown up. When we started this,
Yeah.
we were like 16 years old, and now we're 20. It's like they don't really have the same meaning. But like I say, like for me, what makes you beautiful now is like a more of a difficult song to sing because you can't really like relate to it as much.
Yeah.
But then
and we're not knocking them songs. Like they're great songs for them, you know, them times when we did them, and that's what we were about at that time. But now when we try to get into it, it's not as easy. Especially with our voices, they're not as high as they used to be.
Yeah.
as well,
So it's actually quite.
and the
hard
crowd
to-
reaction just makes up for it. 'Cause what makes you beautiful? One thing like are these songs that were like kind of our first base, and
Yeah.
obviously we're going to get a little bit tired of them after singing them for so long. But the crowd reaction just bigs up every time.
Finally, is there anything in this interview that you want to set straight?
Oh, what a great question.
That's great.
That is
It's
the
a good
thinking of
question.
that one, isn't it? And
I feel like this is one where we'll say no and then we'll go away, and 5
Yeah.
minutes down the road we'll
The thing
go,
is,
"Ah."
with some things, it's hard to set them straight because people believe them too much, and anything you say, they will take it and go, "Oh, management have told them to say that."
Can we message you about it later?
Awful.
It's not the same, Harry.
I know.
dig deep. Come on, there must be.
I don't know, you know.
Yeah, it's hard. There's things I could say, but I'm not going to.
Oh,
Oh.
how elusive.
I'm gonna put my mic down there.
What kind of theme is it on?
I'm not telling you.
Well, I think most, like we mentioned earlier, that the thing that's important for us is we're trying to, you know, change people's opinions. So I suppose that's kind of.
Yeah. And that's the one thing I will actually set straight is that everybody on Twitter who's like, oh, management have told them to say this, or that's management on their Twitter, or that's this, or that's that. It's never that. Like, there are a few tweets that management do where they'll like do a promotive tweet for us or something, which, you know, they have to do, or we're away somewhere doing something they don't want to disturb us. Like, but other than that, it's 100% us. There's no lies, there's no secrets within the band or any like that.
I
It's
have
just
a
100%
secret.
us.
Go on, Harry.
Not telling you. Thank you very much for having us,
Papa,
Scott
don't
Mills.
preach.
One Direction, thank you. And thank you for Radio 1's Big
Thanks for
Weekend
having
today.
us.
Thank you for
Thanks for
having
having
us.
us, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
having us.
much.
Plenty of fun.
BBC Radio 1's Big Weekend, Glasgow.
Thank you for listening. There are 3 more big interviews in the series. Fern Cotton and Kings of Leon, Greg James and Lily Allen, and Nick Grimshaw and Katy Perry. Listen to them all, plus catch up on performances and photos from Radio 1's Big Weekend at bbc.co.uk/Radio 1.